Namaskar to all. I'm again showing you this wonderful big building, which is always I can relate to it because the kind of violence and the kind of harassment I have gone through, my children, our family have gone through. This building is lifeless, without any life. All the windows closed, no one to be seen in the morning or in the night. So just like my life, that when you take away all the loved ones from a person's life, the nearest being your mother, your brother, and others, depriving a person of a community, of your loved ones, right to freedom, right to work, right to community, constantly following and whatever you love, that is being sabotaged, that is being destroyed. So this is the worst kind of violence. It's the most heinous crime, and which has happened with me, our family, and my children. Now I was just going through the types of violence, because I'm an anthropologist and also a student of Sri B.K. Iyengar Guruji, and also a student of human rights and all. So I was going through the types of violence. Now, there is physical violence. Physical violence involves hurting or trying to hurt someone using physical force, such as hitting, kicking, or using an object to control them, which I went through. I was attacked time and again by verbal abuse and physical abuse, everything. Now, sexual violence, forcing a person into a sexual act without their consent. If a person does character assassination, links you up with a servant, or does intentional defamation and character assassination, and also gives you dirty looks, and stands half naked in front of you. So that is also sexual violence. That's sexual violence. Seeing that a person, individual, is alone, there is no support. So like my mother, after my father's death, and after my grandparents' death, this has happened. So I've gone through this. Then economic, then there is emotional and psychological violence, using threats, intimidation, and manipulation to cause fear or control a person, which can include mind games, isolation, constant criticism, belittling, or name calling. To the chorus I've gone through. And my brother was also mentally harassed in this way, because I was in Pune after my grandparents' death, because no one would have dared to do all this when they were alive. No one, because they were as strong as a mountain, and Lord Hanuman, my grandparents, Lord Hanuman for us now, and our Lord Hanuman for our family. Now, economic violence, making a person financially dependent by controlling resources, withholding money, or preventing them from working or attending school. I've gone through this by constant mental harassment, by tarnishing my image, by sexual character assassination, defamation, and spitting on me, calling me different names, linking me up with people, and also the servants who we didn't know, that humanity which we have been nurtured since our childhood. Our upbringing has been so good, and I feel blessed and honored that I am born in this family. I'm a grandchild of Mahinder Singh and my grandmother, who's I don't have to go to a Gurdwara because when I bow my head in front of my grandmother, she is the Holy Scripture, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, for me. So, and she is the foundation of our family. So my grandparents have nurtured that. My father, my mother, that our upbringing has been, and our teachers, the wonderful teachers of St. Joseph High School, Cuttack, not Bhubaneswar, Cuttack. Cuttack is a place of love, peace, brotherhood, and such a loving teachers out there in Cuttack, St. Joseph. When my father was sick, was hospitalized, the sisters, I was giving my ICSE exam and I was so scared, and the sisters used to stand just close to me and say, "My child, don't worry, your father will be just fine, just write your exam." So that feeling of love and that feeling of care, which was of no selfish interest by my teachers of convent school, I bow my head to that place, Cuttack, and the school where I was brought up, and all the places out there. So this is a kind of because that humanity, we had a moral science subject till our 10th standard, and we were always said, be good, be kind, so all this. And my father, who taught me, not to discriminate, to give respect to the servants. My mother also, but my mother is, she knows, she has more experience, and she knows the realities, where my father, very pure hearted and all giving at heart, but my mother is much wiser in giving, but she also has been giving to the servants all wholeheartedly, and they took advantage. They were informers of the neighbors, where each and every activity of ours was recorded and conveyed to the neighbors, how they could take advantage, so this is a kind of how and the tenants, that to cause harm, they need to have all the information of the family. And after my father passed away, because my father is a professor in history, he had a very fine job and a fine income, so we would never have any problem financially. But this was a thing, my father was mentally harassed, addiction and all these things used by these neighbors and the tenants, and I lost my father. I lost my father's elder brother, my Tayaji. I lost my Tayaji. I don't know where he is because of constant mental harassment and all this. My Tayaji left our home, and there's nothing. We don't know where he is. And the corporator of this place out here, they wanted our family dead, because time and again they were asking who is alive in your family, whereas if a person really cares, will ask, how are you doing, how's your family. Now this is economic violence, where by constant harassment, I'm not able to do my work, my study, everything has, my natural life has been totally disturbed. My mother's as well, our families. Spiritual violence, manipulating or dominating an individual by using the religion or spiritual beliefs. Yes, spiritual violence in a way that we are Sikhs and we have been discriminated in this locality by the neighbors. My grandparents suffered a lot by the neighbors who were staying behind our home, backside of our home, and my grandparents fought a case with their pension money, and this is being due to discrimination. And my grandfather, being the chief fire officer of Orissa and first chief fire of Orissa, has never used his position and friendship for his personal thing. He was a very close friend of Biju Patnaik. We were very close to Biju Patnaik's family, my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, and our family. Now, this is spiritual violence, discrimination, verbal violence causing harm through spoken or written words, such as constant criticism or name calling, to the chorist core. To the chorist core, I have gone through, and my brother has also gone through, and also repeatedly gazing at someone. You know, when you look at someone with like this, constantly looking and glaring at someone. So, I've gone through this by the neighbors, the tenants, and the people in this locality. Neglect, a form of violence involving a failure to provide for a person's basic needs. So we don't have, we don't have servants, because all these servants who were working, they belong to these neighbors, and they were just informers. They cheated us. They were disloyal. Constantly they were taking holidays. They harmed my children and they cheated. So we took them out, and they threatened us that if we don't work, we will not allow. So that's a union, and the corporator is responsible, and these tenants, these neighbors, this Mangraj, Bapi Mangraj and all. I want a proper CBI inquiry into how they became so rich. They take contract to kill someone, to harm someone's family by alcoholism, by addiction of drugs, different types of addiction, girls, prostitution as well, providing girls or men, not anything. And this Uma Naik, I just want to know, constantly burning garden waste again and again, but nothing is happening. Why? Is he so powerful? Is he so powerful that no action is being taken? The BMC people out here, the discrimination, the BMC people out here were not picking up the garbage waste. The basic needs were, they were harassing us. The drain out there, you see the cover, the drain out there, the cover has not been repaired. Why? Because we belong to a Sikh family, any other community, be a Sikh, a Tamilian, a Keralite, or anyone. How dare they? We are citizens of India. I have been born and brought up out here. If a person like us, if a family like us, born and brought up out here, is facing the people of this locality, we talk about the Congress people. Since the BJP has come into power, the Congress people have been, and the BJD, the opposition, ruling opposition who was there, constantly they have been targeting the BJP government on crime and everything. But since just within one year, so much of crime has happened that so many girls committed suicides, and this kind of all this crime, stealing and everything. Proper inquiry needs, CBI inquiry needs to be done. This is all politically motivated to target the present government, to sabotage the present government by defamation and all. How come within 1 year so much of crime? You see, there needs to be an environment, and the time for such crimes to come up. Constant mental harassment. A person committing suicide, there's constant mental harassment. I would have committed suicide if I didn't have my children and all. Like constant mental harassment, all this violence. Do you think how I'm alive? I mean, my right to life, work, freedom, dignity, everything has been thrashed. Of myself, family, my mother being deprived to give love and affection to me. is this a normal life? In our home, this home my parents have built, my grandparents, people come and say you leave your home. This is purposely being done so that mentally harassing us, so that we leave our home, everything, and then they can take over. This person Uma Nayak, Papi Mangraj, and the tenant and the other neighbors, they are all into this. And the servants whom we helped in all way, they have harmed us. And the corporator, the mayor. So today we don't have any helper. My mother and myself, we are working. So is this not a violence? Is this not violence? I demand CBI inquiry into all this. And from and because of all the total mental harassment, my brother went into depression, and the medication has caused so much of problem that he's totally mentally, physically dependent on my mother 24 hours. I hardly get some time. My mother, she's totally exhausted, she doesn't have time. And also she's being threatened that that I'm alone, I don't have anyone, and I'm all by myself. You just imagine what will happen. This is the worst kind of violence. The presence of your loved ones gives you strength. My grandmother, I feel very sorry I couldn't do anything from my grandparents. I feel very sorry, but the only offering I can do is to live with dignity the way they lived. That is in our blood, to live with dignity and honor, to take care of myself how my grandparents did after seeing so much of loss of my father, of my father's brother, so much loss. They lived for us, they took care of themselves for us. They had a disciplined life of getting up early, doing the prayers, taking care of us, guiding us. So their life is an example how to lead. And I want to shut, our family wants to shut off from these neighbors and all these people. And those who have harmed the tenants, the neighbors, totally I want them out of our life. My life is a prayer and offering of pure unconditional love of these children of God whom we call animals. And a quiet, peaceful life. We don't want anything to do, but I want justice. I demand justice, and we don't have a helper. Today, the previous government is responsible due to the corruption, crime, cruelty, and addiction. Our family is into all this situation. I demand a helper and all the resources. My mother and myself, all the violence we have faced, I demand a helper, all the resources, and strict action needs to be taken against the neighbors. Strict action. These are all Congress people, Uma Nayak, Papi Mangraj, and if I complain, they have harmed my children. They have poisoned my children. They have thrown alcohol bottles in the water kund, which I keep for animals, because then if an animal drinks that water, they will say the dog has bitten, and they have made an issue. And this dog bite is an issue, political issue, because all of a sudden this has happened. When I said everything is a Gurdwara in these children's name and my grandparents' name, and they have played with emotions. Ordinary citizens' emotions, and made a political issue for a political gain. Also, a CBI inquiry into Supreme Court's order regarding this, community animals being put into shelters and all. This is also a political issue, a political, issue to sabotage the present government and defame the Prime Minister and all. There needs to be a CBI inquiry into all this. Doesn't the Supreme Court judge know that in the Constitution of India, it is there that we all have a duty towards taking care of animals. It is our duty. Because we humans, more than that, we humans, you see so much of crime, cruelty, addiction, corruption. We humans are responsible. We humans are polluting Mother Nature, choking Mother Nature at all level, be it air, water, noise, so much of noise pollution, burning crackers, noise pollution. Time and again people are burning crackers out here. No law and order out here. Do we have this who is there? Who the corporator out here, he needs to see the law and order situation out here, and all this is happening, and then they hold the BJP government responsible. The Buddha Raja family, after the father's death, the son, elder son on the streets, and the middle son, I don't know what's, just investigate, you'll come to know. And all the servants who have worked in our family, from that Kunni to Bhanu, all their movements, the whole family stay near that Imphag gully, they stay, all their family. They have lot of hatred towards Hindu people or any other community. They have been converted to Christians, but the person who converted them into Christian, he has put total in their mind that hatred for people for other communities. Whereas I have friends of who are Christians, and they go to temples. They do. I mean, they are very loving and giving at heart. They don't have any hatred. But these, I don't know that, you see, there are people who nurture hatred. So all that thing needs to be investigated, especially Kunni, Bhanu. They are a threat to any family or home, and their whole family. They have got a bunch of their relatives there in Imphal, and there is one sister who stays near the corporator. Everyone. And this issue about community animals, we need to take care of them. We need to give them a loving home, a family. They are not to be put into shelters. We humans who are, by pollution, by overconsumption, we need to be put into shelters because all that we are doing, we need to be put. We are criminals. We need to be put. We are a threat to planet Earth, to Mother Earth. Not these children. Their needs are simple. And we are depriving them of the basic needs of food, water. Till my last breath, being a student of Sri B.K. Iyengar, Guruji, and also my parents, my grandparents, teachers, all my teachers, my life is an offering for pure unconditional love, and for love, truth, justice, health, peace, happiness, and well-being for all life in nature. It's not only for humans. It's for Mother Nature. It's for these children who can't speak. And justice for these children. They are not beggars. A bird is not a beggar. That we humans will decide. This species needs to be here, this species needs to be there. Who are we humans to decide? They are free. God has made them free. Thank you so much, and please, I want justice for our family, my children, all my loved ones, and the violence. As per law, all kind of violence I have faced, our family has faced, as per law, the strongest punishment. And I want this area free from all this corruption, cruelty, crime, and addiction. And to my respected Prime Minister and Home Minister, the Congress government is using innocent, these youths, they are by addiction of drugs and prostitution and all this, to do all sort of crime. And if youth are into all this crime and addiction, how will the nation be strong? how will each home be strong? So you need to first protect your own home. Do the cleaning of your own home of corruption, cruelty, crime and addiction. Then only India will be strong. India will be Swachh Bharat. And all that I have adopted many community animals. They are my children. I have adopted them to be an example for others to follow, to prevent corruption, cruelty, crime. And please provide me with all the resources. And I want, so that with the government of India, we want to work together to, so that, be an example for others to follow. And I have been doing this through selfless service with love. That is tapas, svadhyaya, Ishwar Pranidhan. Tapas, selfless service with love. Svadhyaya, self-study. Ishwar Pranidhan is complete surrender, which is also the essence of a holy scripture, Shri Gurprasad ji. Naam, Simran, Vand Chakho. Sharing, but sharing not with humans. Humans have cheated. Sharing with these children, with Mother Nature, and with those who work selflessly with love for our life in nature, for them. Thank you.